I am Lori Sloan, the Marketing Director at the Gary Chicago International Airport. There's a lot of things going on at the airport. Most people believe that unless we have a commercial airline flying in and out of the airport, that there's nothing going on at the airport, and this just is not the case. The airport is there to provide services to any type of aircraft that is flying in and out of the area. So we have military activity as well as corporate activity, charter flights, and things of that sort. You actually have a representative on the Gary Chicago board. The board is made up of 7 members. 4 of those members are Gary appointees, 1 is a Lake County appointee, 1 is a Portage County appointee, which is your Portage County Commissioner, John Evans. And then we have 1 member that is appointed by the governor of the state. So you're definitely represented in the decisions that are made regarding the airport. The airport actually has 2 boards that have say in what is done. The Gary Airport Board, but then there's also a board that we call the Compact that is made up of 6 representatives from Indiana and 6 from Illinois. The importance of that board is they actually provide financial support to the airport based on an agreement that was made back in 1995. The airport is actually a part of the Chicago airline system. A lot of people do not know that. So we have 2 boards which govern the airport, which sometimes makes it challenging and interesting. Because on one hand you would think that there is a conflict, and sometimes there is. As we go out and we seek airline services with airlines, Midway is our biggest competitor. We have a couple of airlines that will not look at airports that are within a certain range, 50 miles sometimes, or 2 hours away from an airport where they already have service at. So it does become very challenging when we are looking at airline service to come into Indiana. And that's why it's very important that we have the support of the region. A study was done recently that showed us that 3,200 individual passengers from Northwest Indiana travel every day to either Midway or O'Hara. And what we would like to do is just get a part of that, of those passengers to come to our airport. Acquiring an airline is not as simple as most people probably assume that it is. We call it speed dating. We go to different conferences, and what occurs is that we have to be invited. Okay, we can put in and say we want to talk to 10 airlines, and we may only get 2 that are interested in speaking with us. And that can be very challenging. And once we get those 2, what we call speed dating is that we have about 20 minutes. We go into, they have section off, and there's a bell, and in 20 minutes the bell rings and it's time for you to go on to your next one. So you get 20 minutes to pitch your airport, and that can be somewhat challenging. However, one of the things that we like to do is to continue to promote the airport, build the airport up. That is why it's so important to continue investing in the airport. We have to have the facilities that an airline would want. That's what makes us attractive. We can't decide that we're speaking to our airline and we tell them all these great things we can do, but they need a custom facility and we don't have it. And that's why we continue to put that money into the airport to build it up so that it is an airport that will attract major airlines to come into this